I have created thousands of zaps for hundreds of companies around the globe. Today, I will share 7 zaps that even 30 plus million companies are using in their sales automation. Stay tuned because you are in a good fit. So the first zap that we use is usually related to interactive content. Interactive content or customer engagement content usually works very well for lead intake. One of the softwares that we use is called enablement. And what it does, it allows you to create specific types of customer engagement landing pages like calculators. You have many templates that they are offering, calculators, surveys, online forms, quizzes that are really nice. I especially like calculator, which allows you to create specific formulas like for return investment calculator and optimize it for the lead intake. So trust me, your leads like playing with calculators. That's where the first zap comes in that I am really excited to show you is the zap that allows us to move enablement lead to our CRM. In this case, it's ActiveCampaign. It could be Pipedrive. It could be HubSpot, any type of the CRM. Now, we have a lot of steps right here, but the goal is to make sure that we always optimize it for very specific lead magnet. So in this case, we choose only if at specific calculator, they call it projects on enablement. And based on the submission, we create account, which is organization, then contact. And we also using formatting capabilities, make sure that the deal value is clear because we create a deal also in ActiveCampaign. And because we ask a question about their budget, that's where our deal value starts from. It changes. Obviously, after the meeting, you discuss and you analyze their needs, but then you at least have some number to start with when the deal is in the first stage. So that's the first step. There are many variations of this one depending on the software that you use for engagement and also your CRM. One zap that the most common zap that we are using is from Calendly to the CRM. Most companies are using Calendly. There are also other options in the market, but the booking event that is very specific for generating leads. That's why we have this filter option on Zap, only continue if, and we make sure to personalize it based on the process that was mapped out. Then we create an account, the contact, and create a deal. What happens is straight away when someone books an event, your sales funnel is updated. It's very critical for several reasons. First one is time saving. The second one is for managing your insights and your reports on sales funnel. When exactly that deal entered your pipeline. So if it enters straight away when someone books that event where the sales pipeline beginning is marked in process map, it gives you an answer. So that's why we always do analyze very specifically the process of sales and which event types on Calendly mark that deal opening. This specific zap is being developed by us now, and we are adding additional capabilities. And the primary goal is to make sure that you receive a lead score in your CRM. Now, this specific app is just one step to push that lead score, but this app serves that purpose that where we receive the final number. So a lot of companies have different models for lead scoring, and we can also help you develop the specific model that you like to see. But let's talk what we see right here. So the first step is this submission in enablement, as I mentioned before, is custom engagement platform where you can add calculators, forms, surveys, and based on the answers that you receive, you can then use a lead score by Zapier function to find that person and company information. Now, this is really helpful step because you can mix and match the Zapier functionality of lead score with the answers that you receive in your form on Involve Me. So for example, it could be that if they don't find any company information, if company does not have a location, if company, let's say, size is below 10 or below 20, you can mix and match and create a formula using the formatter by Zapier. That's what we do for our clients. And then this acts as a step where we push that score to the CRM. What happens, and I want you to be aware of this, is that lead scoring is really a process. It's not set in stone. And a lot of companies, even with their growth, they continuously change that. We have worked with big companies of that the revenue is even 50 million plus, and they continuously change the lead score. Also, there are some business models that require lead scoring to be segmented across their services. So lead score is a science in itself, and we also help clients to make sure that they understand how bad lead scoring model can hurt the priorities of sales reps, and are they ready for them? What do they need to be ready for the perfect lead score? But this app is definitely used by big companies, and we implement these types of zaps every day. This zap might look like really a short zap. However, it's a critical zap for revenue directors. So we are working not just with the sales team directors or sales directors, but also with revenue directors. And their primary goal usually is to have a full visibility of the critical sales process steps. And most of the companies, their all communication is found in Slack. So what we started doing is we started offering the revenue directors or sales directors or owners this zap where if critical deal tasks are completed, and by critical, very major tasks that have impact on the closure of the deal, they are usually mapped out in the process and flagged by us so that we know what things we should be automating and suggesting to automate. So those tasks could be final negotiation round or book the final negotiation meeting. And depending on your process, revenue directors might want to be included in that specific step. So they want to receive that notification. And usually we have specific Slack channel established just for that critical sales event. and anything that is critical is being checked daily. So revenue directors do not miss those events and they have some power over it. I'm very excited about this specific Zap, and the reason is because I'm a huge fan of sales enablement. Sales enablement process is something that is so hard to push and explain and sell to companies because it requires investment and is just so much misunderstood. A huge part of sales enablement is knowledge management and knowledge dissemination to sales reps. So your sales reps need to be educated about your leads, about your clients, about the industry they're serving daily. And one of the best ways to do that is to make sure that someone who is actually taking care of all the business analytics, of all the business intelligence, and gathering that market intelligence, that they have a very straightforward means to share it. So Feedly is excellent for that. I like Feedly because just recently they introduced capabilities where you can really monitor different kinds of movements in the market and different changes of stakeholders and your competitors. So if you are setting up your reading list, make sure that's in Feedly, because then you have Zapier capabilities where Feedly highlights or articles added to boards can be pushed where you want. One of those actions is usually the Slack channel. So what we do is we create sales enablement, or let's say sales education channel on Slack. And what happens is all Feedly notifications, something that is critical from the team, is being pushed to that channel so that everyone gets to share the things they found about the market and about the leads. So I think that this is just so easy to set up, but if used properly, it can definitely help your sales reps to be ready and to be continuously educated to close more deals. As I mentioned previously, I am a huge fan of knowledge management and also sales enablement. So there are many tools that you can use for your knowledge management and organizing company information. I really get Guru products simply because it allows so much automation, and to be honest, a lot of big companies are using it, and I haven't had a single client who wasn't happy about their capabilities. So yes, I definitely get Guru for knowledge management, but what can we do when we have that sort of knowledge management just platform sitting down in another folder? We can push that knowledge where we need it. So one of the ways to do that is Zapier. And what we do is we set up a knowledge management base, very specific boards and cards that are related to the market. So anyone who is, again, managing Feedly, managing market intelligence, they can add that information to Get Guru. And if specific card is updated, it could be related to very specific industry, and this specific tag is used, then what we do is we push that information to the deal nodes in the server. In this example, it is ActiveCampaign. We do that to Pipedrive, HubSpot, Salesforce, any CRM that you're using. If it's integrated with Zapier, then we can definitely push that information. So the scenario would be Your sales rep wakes up in the morning and they're working on a specific deal, and they suddenly see this new note on that deal, very helpful information about changes in the market or the deal contact that they're trying to close. And they're really happy because they didn't have to do additional work. Someone actually helped them to close that deal. That's called sales teamwork, isn't it? You receive very specific knowledge, very specific information that is helping you to close the deal and you feel more confident. So knowledge and knowledge management in sales world, unfortunately, is still underused and undervalued, even though it has been growing massively in the recent years. So I always encourage my clients to think about how you can empower your sales reps. Yes, stop just expecting miracles from them. Make sure that as a leader, you empower them. The final moment in your sales process is to make sure that your deal is being forwarded to operations as fast as possible, because the same as sales cycle, it's very important to manage the whole cycle of your contract and to make sure that you don't have any bottlenecks. What we like doing is we make sure that once contract is being signed, the operations department is aware of that. So operations departments are using project management software. One of them is Monday.Com, which is very popular. We also work with ClickUp, with Teamwork, with Scoro, many other project management software. In this example, you're seeing Monday. So how does it help? It helps simply to push information from your contract to your project management software and automate that. So in other scenario where you don't have any automation, someone would need to track document changes, then would need to go to the project management software and enter all those details. So all of this is saving a lot of time if you have ongoing, and also just simply if you want to save every minute that you have and you are multitasking in your business. So a lot of my clients, they tell me I'm just too small for so much automation, but you are actually taking it all wrong. Just because you are small does not mean that automation is not for you. It is for you because every minute is very valuable. And if you're already multitasking, why not making sure that you have less and less small tasks?